Erik the Saint asked the people of Finland to accept Christianity and make peace with him. During the 11th century, Christianity spread to Finland together with Swedish influence from the west. Local tradition associates this with Saint Erik the king and Saint Henrik the bishop as founders of the Finnish church. Though historians cannot confirm these legends, it is fact that we can still find several temples and other buildings from the times before the Reformation. Inspired by the rich history of this region, we have decided to visit the earliest Christian buildings in the medieval Finnish county of Hame. Our first tour started from the Church of Lammi. The parish of this township was established in the 1420s, and its stone church was erected around 1419 under the patronage of Saint Catherine, probably the daughter of Saint Bridget of Sweden. With its grey stone walls and red brick upper gable, this church is a typical example of the local Hame architecture. The rose window above the entrance was cut most probably much later. Inside, nothing is left from the original decoration because the wall building and the bell tower next to it had burned down during the Finnish Civil War on the 29th of April 1918. The modern decoration and furnishing is made by local artists, among others Bruno Tuukkanen, who is one of the designers of the Finnish national flag. After this visit, we have mounted our bikes to reach our next stop. The history of a region, for me, is a little bit like a puzzle. You try to fit pieces you can find, and you try to imagine the whole picture, how people lived and loved here those long centuries ago. If I'm lucky, I can understand a little bit about Finnish traditions and ways of living. We have arrived to Hollola after 2 hours of pedaling. The church of this very old community is built between 1495 and 1510. It was dedicated to Virgin Mary, and it is the second largest church from medieval times in Hame. Local memory states that the church actually was built by a giant couple called Hollo and Marta. The details are explained in a nice local folk song and commemorated every year at the end of October in the Hollo and Marta Folk Festival. Inside, most of the original decoration was destroyed in 1642, just after the Reformation. Still, some wall paintings were restored recently, most notably the one in the so-called weapons room, where nobility placed their swords during the ceremonies. The most interesting relics in the church are the 24 statues, some of which are older than the church itself, from the 1400s. These show saints, Mary and Jesus. One of the biggest is a local favorite, Uriel the Saint, aka Saint George, who is slaying the dragon. The other very interesting sculpture depicts Virgin Mary. This one is actually in a little chamber in the outside wall, between white lilies. It is a rare sight in a Lutheran church.
Biking is fun. You meet people, see places, and find surprising facts, such as that already in the medieval time, the middle of Finland, the forest was populated. People lived here and had faith in God. They were even Catholics.
The parish of Koski was established in the beginning of the 15th century. Its stone church was erected between 1510 and 1560 and consecrated to Saint Laurie, who is Saint Lawrence. The church building had an interesting architecture because it has an octagonal base plan, which is exceptional and rarely seen in Finland. Unfortunately, it was in use only for a century or so, and it is not known why it was ruined. Right now, only the bottommost parts of the walls and a few tables show the place of one's worship. Finally, we have finished this trip going back to Lammi. This day, we have covered 64 kilometers and visited the first 3 places from our list of medieval grey stone churches from the middle of Finland. We are looking forward to continuing our tours, finding other similar treasures.